The Bangalore city is presently in a infrastructure development mode, and in terms of urban transition, it's seeing evolving network of metro rail system, which is under construction. Currently, we have about 90 kilometers of network operational, but the master plan is for 317 kilometers. And there is also suburban rail system, which is also under implementation. So a lot of infrastructure is evolving. At the same time, government is also focusing on road infrastructure expansion, which unfortunately caters to personal vehicles and promoting more and more use of personal vehicles. So there are kind of conflicting things happening with the urban transition, where the infrastructure development is catering to good things as well as bad things. What we are also seeing is depletion of quality infrastructure for pedestrians and for cyclists, which is a point of worry, especially for me, who is a vocal advocate of sustainable transport and sustainable mobility. So India, is going through an interesting phase of a aspiring economy and aspiring society, and that actually explains a lot what is happening generally within country, and also especially in urban areas, including Bangalore. The large Indian middle class becoming richer and richer. Overall, as a country, also the country aspires to become a developed economy. Our Honorable Prime Minister has given a target for next 25 years to achieve that. But in that process, we are not able to decouple car ownership from Indians becoming wealthy. We are, of course, right now at a very high, not at a very high GDP per capita or an annual average income per capita, but even our car ownership levels per thousand population, like number of cars owned per thousand population, is not very high. But we are growing at a very fast pace on this number as our economic prosperity is happening. Our cities are not going in right direction. So the biggest challenge is that how do you decouple car ownership and use from wealthiness, from we becoming richer, from we improving our GDP per capita. Unless we do that, we are kind of creating a situation where our cities are in a vicious circle of congestion. It's a difficult challenge and task to convince this. Okay, I am been trying to say this, very vocally on every public platform and forum that we go, that if you need to take a systems approach to understand urban mobility and how it is linked to several of these development goals, be it climate mitigation and adaptation, be it quality of life and livability of our cities, be it UN SDGs and how much we are contributing to the improvement in UN SDGs, or equity issue or accessibility issue, improvement in public health, etc. Like, we are doing a lot of research to understand these linkages, create quantitative frameworks, how we can address them, and then use that as evidence, use that as a basis to explain to the cities. But it's a challenge when you're dealing with an aspiring society and aspiring economy. And that's where the challenge is. We can still do well, and I keep saying that we have opportunity to leapfrog. So, my whole philosophy of research, as I have developed my research lab at Indian Institute of Science, this IISc Sustainable Transportation Lab, has been to have a very strong empirical focus of our research. And living in that environment, you can easily get enticed to, just focusing on theoretical research. But it has never been my taste, especially because mobility is a subject that is so close to the society. It's part of each and every person's daily life. And as I digged more and more into it, I realized that it has so much to contribute to our day-to-day quality of life. But there is a limit to which you can really use it to explain to those who are in the decision process, simply because they don't get that real understanding and feeling. So the living lab approach, which is essentially mean that you try out your ideas and solutions in a real world environment, develop scientific ways to assess its impact, assess its effectiveness through holistic and scientific KPIs, through holistic and scientific frameworks, and also bringing qualitative assessment together with quantitative assessment. I think the fundamental development goal across the world should be quality of life. How do you improve and make every citizen's quality of life better? So in Bangalore, when people ask me, how do you see the future of Bangalore? I say, if you want to see the future of Bangalore, look at the past of Bangalore. 20, 30 years back, the city was so livable. So many people used to walk and cycle. Most of the distances or destinations within city, people could cycle. Yeah, the temperatures used to be even better and milder at that time in my city. But we've lost. All those cyclists are either on two-wheeler or on four-wheelers. They've just shifted to motorized modes. And the city is really hell. It's among the world's most traffic congested cities now. Yeah, and people are suffering stuck in traffic for hours and hours. What we are suffering is quality of life. And I think this should be a global motto. And everything is then connected in it. Whether you're talking about climate resiliency or climate mitigation or, easier accessibility, everything gets covered in that, when you look at that whole holistic picture. And we should take that all, aspects into consideration and build the foresight our cities accordingly.